Hi people, TS here. Welcome back to Living Blessed TV. Of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and of course put a thumbs up on the video. Just doing my preview ahead of our game against Leicester City. Of course, our last two games have been absolutely dreadful. Firstly, losing at home to Crystal Palace and then kind of being demolished in midweek against Wolves. This is a game that, we have to win. If we don't win this game, we can kind of kiss top four away, to be honest with you. You can wave it away. It's done, You look at the last two games, if we'd won those two games, we'd have been sitting 2 points clear of Spurs right now. Would have been in third place, and we would have potentially, been in the leading spot to finish probably third, or not even fourth. Now, who knows if we're even going to make the top four, but all we can do is take these last three games as if they're all cup finals and then go from there. Of course, from the Wolves game, a lot needs to change. Not really so much in terms of personnel, but some sort of mentality needs to change. The players need to show more fight and more desire to go out there and put a result in. I will be getting into my starting 11 in a minute, but it'll be interesting to see what Emery goes with, because of course after this game we have the Valencia in the Europa League. Personally, for this game, I'd go out there with my strongest available side, and if anything, if we're in a comfortable position, take some players off and rest them. But I wouldn't start with a weakened side. So bearing that in mind, I'm going to get straight into my starting 11. In goal, I'm going to stick with Leno. I know he had a very bad game against Wolves, but I think he's still the right man to have it in goal. Across the course of the season, he's saved us more points than he's cost us. So it's unfortunate, his performance against Wolves, but I think he's the sort of player that will bounce back from it, and I'm confident that he will do a job for us in goal. In defence, I'm going to revert to a back three. The three at the back I'm going to have is going to be the same back three from Wednesday, so it's going to be Sokratis, Koscielny and Monreal. Now, Monreal was one guy, he didn't have a very good game at all, but personally speaking, I'd rather stick with him in there than Mustafi or a Mavropanos. So I'll stick with those guys as the back three. As the left wing back, I'll go with Kolasinac. He's another guy. If he can get himself further up the pitch, and if his final balls can actually head towards someone, maybe we'll be in some opportunities to score some goals. Can't really say much about his performance the other night. Came on relatively later on into the game. Didn't really have that much time to do much. On the right hand side, right wing back, I'll stick with Maitland Niles. It's a tough one for Maitland Niles because he can go and have. He'll go on a 2-game run streak of playing absolutely great. Then he has that one game in him that he's not playing too good, and that game was against the Wolves. So hopefully he bounces back from that, and he puts in at least a minimum 8 out of 10 performance. Going into the midfield, I'm going to stick with the same midfield pairing from the Wolves game of Xhaka and Torreira. It's quite evident that they are our best two midfield pairing. Although Guendouzi came on the pitch and he made an impact, potentially he might be required to make an impact again in this game if things ain't going to plan. So I would stick with Xhaka and Torreira because they're our best two in midfield. Just in front of them, I'm going to go with Özil. Now, he got a lot of criticism against Wolves. Some of it I think was a bit unfairly deserved. He didn't have the best game, to be fair. Like I said in my review, I didn't think any of the players had a good game, but I did see him dropping deep, trying to get the ball, trying to get things going, but it's a team sport, and if all the other players around you ain't trying, there's only so much one person can do on their own. Again, I'm not saying he had a great game against Wolves, he didn't, but he wasn't the worst player on the pitch. So hopefully, we can get Özil on the ball a lot more in this game, and he can supply the two front men in this game. And then going with the two front men, I've seen that Lacazette he's trained and he's back. He's had some problem with Sinus or something like that. And you know, I'd be interested to see whether Emery starts him or whether he's on the bench as an option to come off the bench. Personally, with him of just coming back and just training, I would actually have him on the bench, and I'd start a front two of Lacazette and Nketiah. Now, some people are going to say, you know, Nketiah, yeah, he did well for 20 minutes or so against Wolves, but you know, I don't think he's ready to start a game. And personally, I disagree. Every time he plays, he seems to show a certain sort of hunger, a certain desire. He's the only sort of player taking on players against Wolves, and you know, he's a player that's deserved a lot more minutes this season. He hasn't got them. Earlier in the season, I even did a video saying it's a bit unfortunate he didn't get sent out on loan, because you know, he was potentially going to go out on loan in January, didn't go out on loan, and since then hasn't really had much opportunities within the first team. So you know, I think it's only fair for the lad if he starts this game. And like I said, if things ain't going well, maybe you sub him off and bring Aubameyang on. But you know, I think he's definitely got the quality and potential, you know, to do a job. And I think after his 20-minute cameo against Wolves, I definitely think he deserves some minutes. You know, some people might say, you know, he doesn't, but you know, that's my opinion, and you know, everyone's entitled to their opinion and whatnot. So that's what I would go with for my starting 11 for this game. Of course, that means we'd likely have a bench of the likes of, you know, Cech, Mustafi, Guendouzi, Mkhitaryan, Iwobi, Aubameyang, those sort of players. And you know, I think with those sort of players from the bench, they should be able to provide an impact if need be. But I think the team that we're starting with is good enough to, you know, somewhat do a job. You know, Leicester's not going to be no pushovers. Of course, they're going to be high in confidence. They probably watched the Wolves game and said, yeah, we're going to do them come Sunday. And you know, if we're not up for this game whatsoever, you know, they probably would do us as well. So of course, you know, we've got to be up for the game, up for the fight. I am confident that we can actually get a result here. I think it will be a close game. I think if we're going to win this game, it's going to be either by 2 goals to 1 or 3 goals to 2. But I can only pick one, so I'm going to say 2 goals to 1. And you know, hopefully that's the case and we get the result come Sunday. That's all from me in terms of my preview, starting 11 and score prediction. Of course, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And like I said before, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.